there. Let's talk about productivity in Canada. You see, this is an issue that's coming up more and more from a political perspective, but it's something that we need to be talking about because it affects you, it affects me, and it affects future generations of Canadians who want to live and work here. That's why Uvaro hosted a webinar just a couple of weeks ago with our friends and partners from RBC and Digital Nova Scotia and dug into this very topic. Earlier this year, the Bank of Canada raised 3 different recommendations for how we can address the productivity concerns that we're facing from an economic perspective. The first was capital intensity, so making investments in systems and tools that make businesses more productive. The second is labor composition, investing in the skills and the labor of the workforce that we have. The third is multi-factor productivity. Effectively, this is the intersection of labor and technology. So how labor is able to take advantage of new tools and systems as they emerge in the market. In the course of our conversation with Digital Nova Scotia and RBC, we dug into those latter 2 points, labor composition and multi-factor productivity, and came away with 3 really striking insights that I want to share. Okay, I think we're ready to rock and roll. Key takeaway number 1 was in our conversation with Heather Gojanovic from RBC. Heather's the Director of Innovation and Transportation at the Halifax Innovation Hub, and she talked about the importance of soft skills, which they and we call durable skills in the workforce. Those durable skills, like communication, for example, just aren't taught in school. We tend to focus on more technical skill development. That leaves a gap, especially now as we're working in a more remote climate. We need to actually work to develop those durable skills in the workforce. Things like communication or even just adaptability, being able to adapt to change and being comfortable with change is so essential in our fast-moving economy. This is an area where RBC said they make investments within their own workforce to develop those skills within their teams, but it's an area where more investment broadly is needed in order to develop durable skills and ensure we have a truly resilient workforce. The second key takeaway from the webinar was on this broader idea of being intentional about skill development. At RBC, for both durable skills and for technical skills, they ensure each member of their teams has in place a growth plan. They outline specifically what are skills that I want to develop and grow, and then form teams to help individuals work together amongst the staff and with their leaders to develop those skills. In some cases, they'll even exchange roles or participate and take on different types of work in order to grow those skills. For Digital Nova Scotia's part, Claire Carrion, the Director of Programs, talked about how Digital Nova Scotia takes very seriously labor market data and works closely with the employers in Eastern Canada to identify the specific skills that they need in order to advance their businesses, and develops programming that's tailored and aimed at developing those very specific skills. The bottom line is we want to drive growth in a skill set. If we want to improve the labor composition of our workforce, we need to be very specific about the different programs we want to build. We need to put systems in place to ensure that those skills are developed within the workforce and for those who are looking to join the workforce. The third key takeaway was no surprise related to AI. It simply wouldn't be a webinar in 2024 if we didn't talk about artificial intelligence as something. And this webinar did not disappoint. In our conversation, we wanted to talk about where does AI fit into the productivity landscape, and it was ultimately still a question mark. From RBC's perspective, Heather talked about the fact that RBC is reluctant to put specific rules in place around how they intend to operationalize AI. There's so many risks associated with how the technologies can be used, and there's a lot of question marks about where it fits and how it can plug into existing systems and accelerate the work that they're looking to do. Claire, on the other hand, from Digital Nova Scotia, really different kind of perspective. There's a lot of demand, a lot of interest from individuals who are in the workforce or who are looking to get into the workforce to learn more about these tools. So where the conversation landed was around this idea of equipping individuals with skills in how to use artificial intelligence as individuals recreationally or on a personal level, and empowering them to bring those skills into the workforce. That is, having the workforce develop skills and then influence what the policies might look like at a corporate level. This is an exciting sort of perspective because what it means is that the workforce can develop the skills and help to influence the way businesses think about operationalizing those tools. From a broad picture, Sheila from the Uvaro team was looking at this and saying, what we really need is a two-sided approach. We need to continue to encourage individuals to build AI skills, but we also need to be thinking about how do we equip businesses with knowledge and insights about how to look for opportunities to support employees in using those skills within their businesses. This is what will help drive that multi-factor productivity and enable individuals who have AI skills to bring efficiency and greater productivity into the workforce. All in all, it was a great conversation. It helped to highlight where productivity sits in the minds of Canada's top employers and workforce development partners like Digital Nova Scotia and Uvaro. It showed that we need to take an active role in developing durable skills or soft skills, because that is a gap left by traditional education systems. It helped to highlight that companies really need to be intentional about offering development paths and plans for their employees. And when we think about workforce development, for those who are not yet in the workforce or who are looking to grow their skills, we need to build programs that are specific and targeted at the skills that employers need today and will need in the next 1, 2, and 5 years. And finally, it showed that artificial intelligence is still a question mark. That's no surprise, but did highlight this unique path that we might be able to take where individuals can be equipped with AI skills and their knowledge and insight could help inform companies about how to operationalize that tool into their businesses. Equally, it showed the opportunity that businesses have to work with workforce development partners to drive productivity within their operations. We're excited to participate in this conversation about productivity, and if you'd like to learn more, you can watch the full webinar. We'd also encourage you to reach out to us at partnerships@uvaro.com and see how you can be part of the conversations we are having with different agencies, workforce development partners, and the government to be an active part of driving a solution.